All right, and we're back at it.
All right, welcome back.
Oh shit! I even pour the rest of this? No, it's getting too foamy.
Oh, this is green line.
I really sucked at pouring this.
It's all good.
Did I say?
I said IPA.
Whatever.
Close enough.
That's
They're
what I
both
meant.
green, so
Yeah. They're also pale as fuck.
they are pale as fuck. Patient.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for
again.
coming out, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'm having a great time.
Dude, same with me.
I'm not back in the area too often, but it's good to hang out with you.
Fuck yeah, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know you got like lost on the way over here, but
Yeah. I had a couple things to do before I got here.
yeah.
Busy man. Like fill in my gas and return my overdue library movies.
And getting beer.
And then getting beer, of course.
Of course.
The important stuff.
hmm The most important stuff.
Yeah, it only took me an hour from when I told you I'm on my way.
Yeah,
But,
that's some good beer though. I mean, like I'm kind of into hoppy beers, but what was the one you got?
Snaggletooth something by Salamoth Brewery. Local brewery out in Naperville, Illinois.
Nice.
Yeah, I had
Dude,
a
it
good
was
time.
fucking delicious.
American IPA.
Yeah, it was American Indian Pale Ale.
Yeah,
Like
IPA.
I'm used to like American Pale Ales, which are
Yeah.
like kind of like milder versions of Indian Pale Ales.
Yeah, that's how it
But
tastes like.
dude, that's fucking delicious.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good one.
Fuck yeah.
And I knew I had it before, but I wasn't sure. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I should have just looked on Untapped if I had it before. But
Yeah, great app by the way.
it is a great app.
Untapped.
Untapped.
Yeah, I mean I honestly like opened up an account on there, and then I think I tried like I want to say like a dozen beers I had on there,
Okay.
like on my profile or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I was just like meh. Because it's almost like I kept trying like way too many beers to keep up with.
Yeah, that's why I try to make an effort to like every time I have a new beer just a new beer in general,
Yeah.
I'll try to put it on Untapped.
Yeah.
And it's not for me to like bash or like promote different breweries or beers. It's for me to remember like, have I had this beer before? Like, oh, you know what?
Right.
I want to try something new all the time.
Yeah.
And if I have had it and I don't remember, it's a good. I'm not opposed to drinking a different or the same beer I've had before.
Yeah.
But it keeps tabs because you can rank it. Like as you know, you can rank the beers on 1 to 5 stars.
Right.
So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
You can also add descriptions for it too, right?
you can add descriptions. The location, like I had it at Fox and Hound
Right.
somewhere
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a really cool app
Oh,
because
fuck yeah.
I like to remember the beers I drink and
You
recommend it.
you can also see like other people's like generally when you like look up a beer that it gives like an overall like a rating of like people that have tried it in
Yeah,
general.
like it's lifetime rating.
Yeah.
Like
I like that a lot. That's pretty legit.
it's kind of like Yelp like in that
Right.
in that respect, but
Yeah.
but I also I've tried so many beers that had like bad rankings.
Mhm.
Like less than 3 stars, and I'm like, damn, this shit is pretty good. I don't know why people are hating on this, and vice versa. I've had like 4-star, 4.5-star beers
Yeah.
over his lifetime. I'm like, wow, this is really, really not that good. It's
Yeah.
like it's not bad, but it's not that good.
Right.
But that's just me though, and everyone's taste is different.
Yeah.
That's why I try to drink the beer and like make my own decisions before I let like other people's reviews influence it.
Right.
Like, oh, this beer is supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be amazing.
But sucks dick.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but if I read that, I'm like, okay, and I try it, it's gonna
Yeah.
influence my taste regardless.
Right.
So I like to have it before I get the review. I read the reviews.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
like, oh,
good.
this tastes amazing. Why the fuck are the reviews so bad?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, I'm giving it a 4 or 5 or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
really
right.
give out 5.
A
So
5.
like, I
Good
don't
joke.
I don't give out 5s.
And no beer is perfect.
Yeah, I'm not really like a beer.
Unless it gives you a beergasm.
Yeah. I'm not really like a huge beer drinker. I'm not a beer like I like beer. I'm not a beer enthusiast or purist or anything.
Connoisseur of sorts.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't want any fancy titles, but like I like beer.
Yeah.
As do a lot of people.
Yeah, dude.
And
It's good. Hey man, beer's been around since fucking Egyptian days. They use that shit as currency.
I didn't know it was currency, but
Yeah,
I knew
man,
it was
they-
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, they like paid people in like I think like pitchers or just like
Fuck it.
some sort of units of beer,
Yeah.
just like casks of beer or something like that. Like it's legit.
So is that where the term "pissing away money" comes from?
That's
all I do.
Hey, it could, man. That actually might be where it originated.
You just
Who
pissing
knows?
away our beer. Fuck it,
Right?
asshole.
Motherfuckers. Yeah.
I want to go to Egypt. That place would be cool to go.
Oh my god, that'd be badass.
They hate Americans there, though. I heard.
Do they?
That's what I heard. I don't know how true it
I
is.
could see why though.
Yeah.
Because Americans are like, oh my god, we're just gonna see super cool ruins and then climb the pyramids that are actually I don't know if you know this, but they're illegal to climb.
Well, I mean, a lot of things are illegal to climb, but people
Right.
still do that shit.
Right, especially Americans. They're like, hell yeah, that's one of my fucking rights right there. As a
Have you seen those guys
as a
like
fucking American?
those professional climbers climbing like scaling buildings and shit like that, like free climbing?
Yeah, dude, those people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, those fucking buildings are illegal to climb too,
Right.
but they still do it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the
Oh yeah,
pyramids
dude.
are illegal to climb.
Those people like legitimately break in. Dude, there's so many videos online. They like literally break into like the construction site, especially
Yeah.
for like skyscrapers. And then there's like it's almost like the top of the building, and then there's like the crane on top still building on it, but
Yep.
it's like at a standstill at the time. Like
Jesus
like
Christ.
at the like nighttime or whatever when they're fucking doing these crazy climbs. And yeah, dude, I remember what was it on one of the Joe Rogan's podcasts? He fucking he actually interviewed one of these guys that I mean, actually I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think he interviewed someone that climbs the buildings, but he interviewed a climber in general. But no, he brought this up. Anyway, there's he pulled up some videos that like, dude, these kids are literally just like hanging by like at one point the kid was like hanging by one hand and just like kind of playing around with
Oh my
fate.
God.
Dude, these kids are crazy though.
Or like the videos you see online with people on top of skyscrapers with a selfie stick.
Right?
Have you seen that before?
No.
I think it was like on the Toronto skyscraper or the radio thing.
Like the little needle or whatever.
Yeah, and
it's
they
called.
had just this fucking selfie stick doing like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so terrified of that height.
Right.
Like,
It just like makes you sweat.
yeah, like those kind
It's
of
like
heights,
watching that.
like that. I'm not afraid of heights. Like if you want skydiving or something like that,
Yeah.
because I have security or whatever, and I have a dude in front of me, so he's dying with me. But if I'm not going on a skyscraper and doing a selfie stick on the highest point with no strap or anything,
Right.
I don't want to die that bad.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. I wouldn't even risk it, man. That's like
There's
why.
No point
Right.
for me, at least. I don't know. Some people want the internet glory and bragging rights, but it's not me.
Right. Yo, I'm sure you've seen those parkour guys that like literally do like handstands and then like they like jump over like gaps of buildings. And then they're just like, what the
I've seen
fuck are those
something like
crazy
that.
kids doing?
Parkour
Dude.
guys, man, those guys are so athletic. So
Dude, like I love watching parkour videos, but at the same time, like that makes me so nervous, like watching them.
yeah, it's pretty nerve wracking.
Like at the same time, like as cool as that would be, like I would also like love to do. Like I've always wanted to get into like gymnastics and stuff like that. Like I've never actually gotten very far into it. I mean, like the farthest I've gotten is like being able to like front flip or like back flip into like a pit of like a foam pit at a gymnastics place, but like I've never gotten to like be able to do it like standing or anything like that, let alone like do like wall flips that are like whatever other crazy shit.
yeah,
And yeah, dude, these guys are just like, it's so cool to watch, but at the same time it's just like, oh god, like they're risking so much.
everything,
Right?
quite literally.
Their body, man.
Yeah.
That's like the most important, like their meat vehicle is like the most important like part of their day. Like they can't get around or like live their life. functionally without that being perfect working order.
Yeah, they woke up being able to walk and they went to bed without legs.
Right.
You know, like shit like that. That's like,
Yeah,
oh
man.
my god, I would hate to be.
Yeah, man, even if you're not a parkour guy, like you just fucking trip, fucking just happen to have like a bad like luck or something like that certain day, like
Yeah.
I don't know, who knows, like a
You get hit by a car.
Right.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Snowboarding, like
Yeah,
you.
man. Oh man, I've had some
I know.
some crazy stories
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Back on the pipe and
Yeah, man, that's that one time I
tell that story.
yeah, so this one time it was like, I think it was like the second time that I ever like even dared to go on like a terrain park. I was out there like on, I think it was like Alpine Valley. I was out there with my buddies and we were just like, oh yeah, we were just like fucking around and stuff. And my buddy's like, oh yeah, like we're super into this and stuff. And he was like a buddy from high school. So like I knew he wasn't super into it. Like I knew he was relatively new to it as well because he had just started snowboarding. And it was maybe like a year or two into like his experience snowboarding.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh yeah, like let's fucking hit up the park and like let's fucking do these rails and boxes and shit. And I was like, all right, well, this is it was the second time I was doing it. But like the previous time I've only had the balls to like go on like a box.
Yeah.
You know, and just like ride across the box and like, you know, yeah, like if you don't have enough speed, like you kind of lose like direction of like where you're going on the box, and you kind of like you can slip out or whatever. So like it's like I already had like a somewhat of an idea of like how that worked, but at the same time like I didn't understand completely. So anyway, like so I wasn't going, like you literally need speed to go across like a box or like a rail or anything like smoothly or like, you know, have any sort of flow over it. And so here's the story. So I was basically going across this rail, you know, it was very low rail, maybe like a few feet off the ground. And it was just like a little like wedge of a ramp going up onto it. And so I was like, all right, like I could do this. And so, you know, I got up on the rail. Unfortunately enough, I was like going way too slowly once I got up on the rail. I just like didn't approach the ramp to begin with like a ton of speed. So I was just like, okay, like I was kind of just like, you know, going across this rail. I was still balancing and everything. I was bouncing fine until maybe around like 3/4 across the rail. And it was maybe like I want to say like a 30-foot rail, 30-foot rail.
Okay.
And so 3/4 across it, I was like, oh fuck, I'm like slowing down dramatically. So like by the time I got there, you know, to that point, I was just like, oh fuck, like I'm losing speed like pretty bad. And then literally at like the 3/4 mark, maybe like just past the 3/4 mark, I fucking stopped and like I had nowhere to go, and my board just flew out from under me.
Oh god.
And like my legs just like went up like shoulder height almost. And I was like trying to balance, and there's like whoop, just like, you know, like the cartoons or something like that.
Yeah.
And my back just came like flat, like crashing down on the rail. And I was like, fuck. And like I literally, like the instant my back hit the rail, and I like literally just like snapped down, like my whole body came down, and my vision just went white. Like literally, like I've blacked out before, but this is the first time I ever had like a white like vision sensation.
Wow.
And that was like pretty heavy on its own. And I whited out for maybe like 2 or 3 seconds, and I was just like, fuck. Like the moment that happened, I was like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then it like all my vision came back, and I was like, oh, thank God. And I was fine. Like I just ate serious shit, and like my back was all sore and stuff at that point. But like honestly, man, like at the time I had so conveniently enough like been doing this workout program. It's called P90X.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I had just I was literally like a month and a half into it, and it was such a coincidence that that happened right at that time, because like I had like, you know, that program requires like pull-ups and stuff like that, and like within the first full month, like you're doing mad pull-ups all the time. So like my back was like pretty like built at the time, and dude, if I didn't have like enough back muscle, like I feel like I would have just like ate it and like
Died.
permanently like ate it. Like, yeah, I don't think that, I think that would have been a lot more of a critical like back injury than it actually was. It was just like something at the end of the day I just like kind of brushed off my shoulder, which was like, it was such a casual thing. Like, even though I like, you know, still whited out and stuff like that, like that was pretty serious, you know, like in the moment. But like, you know, 30 seconds after that, I was just like, holy shit, my life's great again, kind of thing. Like I could have had like a debilitating injury. Like I could have had a million and one things could have happened, man.
Yeah, anything spinal, you don't want to take a chance on. You don't want to risk
that.
Yeah. So, like you said, maybe it was the P90X, the back workouts and stuff like that. It certainly helped, I'm sure. But who knows what could have happened.
I couldn't imagine that wouldn't have helped, man. Because like that was like the most physically fit my back ever was. Yeah. Like I've never had like back muscles like in my whole life, and I've like swam and like I've done like swimming and stuff in high school, and like I've lost a ton of weight with that. You know, like you know, because it's like all like a core like movement, core workout and stuff like in general. So, you know, very aerobic in nature. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like very, you know, muscle building to begin with, but just in general, like I've never had like a built back like that in my life. And like that had just happened, like just so happened to be the time that like occurred. Yeah. And I was just like, I think in my life, I was just like so fortunate that was the moment. 'Cause like since then I haven't, like I quit, I think P90X like shortly after that, just because of personal reasons or whatever. But that's like the furthest I've ever gotten into like a legit like hardcore workout program. Yeah. And P90X is pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I've been told.
Same with like Insanity and like, you know, a few other programs that have come out since then.
When was this? Was this like 07, 08?
Oh man, no, 08. So I graduated from high school in 08. So this is like maybe 2 or 3 years after this. So maybe like 10.
Oh, after?
Yeah, 2010, 2011.
Oh shit, I met you in like 2010.
Yeah.
So it must have just happened to you or something.
Yeah, man.
Wow, okay.
Must have.
Yeah.
So I might not even met you.
Possibly.
If it was for that.
But thank God for P90X. You should guys
fuck yeah, P90X.
Maybe I'll check it out too.
Yeah.
I never did it. I always just hear reviews and people loving it.
Yeah, dude, let me put it this way, like it's like hard enough where I literally started it, I want to say like at least 12 times. 12 different times I started the first week. The most I ever got through was that month and a half. Mm-hmm. The like time before that was maybe like 2.5 weeks was the most I went into, like. But honestly, like that first week I did 12 different times throughout like the course of
Jesus Christ.
Like after I graduated high school, I was just like, oh man, like I'm not doing like gym anymore. I'm not really doing like physical activity outside of like school. Obviously I'm not like I'm in college and stuff. Like there is no like recommendation or like, requirement for me to do physical activity here.
Not really.
So I like need to do it extracurricularly on my own, like in my private time. So I was just like, fuck, like
that's where the term freshman 15 comes in.
Yeah.
Because
like, seriously.
Because you're not required to work out anymore.
Right, you don't.
So a lot of people just blow the fuck up.
And I've seen them.
I was a victim of the freshman 15. No, I didn't gain that much weight after high school. I'm actually kind of like hovering.
That's good, man.
Closely to what? No, not that close. Like 20 pounds or something.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like right now I might be like I didn't, because in like high school I did like quite a bit of weightlifting.
Yeah.
Because I was in like advanced PE is what they call it.
what
So
a
it's literally
genius.
like instead of running and doing stupid games with regular
your
gym.
AP gym.
Yeah, you're legitimately like, it's not like college credits or anything like that.
No,
That's
yeah, I
not what they
didn't mean
call
that.
it.
I know.
Right, but it's pretty much just like, instead of like doing all those dumb games and like running, like, I mean, we still ran maybe like 3 times a week, but after we run, we'd literally just like go right down to the workout room, and they had like fucking just like all out weight room and stuff like that, and that's all we did. We just like fucking weight lifted, and that was gym for me.
That was one of our classes too. We like our gym was like the regular PE with the games, which I loved. I loved the games in PE.
Yeah.
I was one of the guys in high school that loved PE.
Nice.
And then of course like Mondays was our cardiovascular day.
Yeah.
And but we had like different segments. We had weights class, which is exactly what we said, just a warm up run, come back to the weight room, lift weights.
Yeah.
And that was your PE class.
Right.
And we also had a rackets class, which was like badminton and tennis.
Nice.
And I thought that'd be awesome, but I never really got into it. I played tennis like in PE once, and I loved it. I'm like, this is awesome. I suck at it, but this is awesome. And I never pursued it or anything. But in college, I did take a badminton class for 1 credit.
Wow.
Because I needed 1 credit.
It's like, fuck it, I'm doing badminton, bitches.
Yeah, there's really no. I didn't really care. Like, I only needed an extra credit hour.
And it wasn't even like anything particular. You just needed the 1 credit, no matter what it was.
Yeah. So I took badminton. It was twice a week, an hour each time.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was an awesome class because it took more running than I thought.
Met some hot girls.
Actually, this one girl I met in there works at where I currently work at the casino.
How convenient.
And she was like, yeah, I work at the casino nearby. I'm like, oh, that's so cool and whatever. And then semester ended. I didn't really talk to her anymore. Mm-hmm. And I was still looking for a new job. And I applied there. I was like, why not? Fuck it. I'll apply there. And I got the job. So now I see her like every other day I'm working.
Yeah.
But I didn't apply because of her. I was just like, oh yeah, she works there. Maybe there are different departments I can work in and stuff like that. That'd be cool. But that's actually a really cool story how I got this job I'm currently at.
Nice.
Because I met this girl in badminton class.
Nice. And you work at a casino right now.
Yeah, I work security at a casino.
Nice.
And it's pretty awesome. I like it there.
That's good, man.
Yeah, a lot of crazy nights I work like the overnight shift usually.
Oh shit.
Like
I'm sure you see some crazy shit at that hour.
Yeah. Usually I start at like 7:30, I end at 4.
Oh wow.
7:30 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see a lot of like, drunk people, fights, thefts.
Oh wow.
And just a lot of stuff you would expect at a casino.
I remember earlier on we were talking about just like people giving you shit while you're working and stuff like that, like just being being drunk. Yeah.
Well, some people would exit and they were like, fuck you, fuck this place is corrupted, and fuck all you guys.
But I'll be back next week.
Yeah, and usually like the best thing to do to those people is, because obviously we don't force them to come and spend their money.
Yeah.
Like they come on their own free will.
Oh, of course. Or they're crazy friends.
Or they have a compulsion or something, which is a whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
But the best thing you can do is like, thank you, sir, have a nice day. Thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. Or to make them extra mad, like you said, hey, I'll see you next week.
Right. And like be extra chipper.
Oh, that makes them so mad. Like, this place is fucking cool. I'll never come back here again.
Be like, all right, great. Have a fucking marvelous day, sir.
See you next week. Happy 4th of July. Like, oh my god, that hurts them.
So fuck you, United American, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but security's there to protect people. We're not there to like cause trouble and like harass people.
Oh, of course.
But
you're just doing your job.
A lot of people have that like inflection. They're like, these people are just picking on us. They don't have anything better to do, and
I feel like that's just like the general like mindset behind like having security at places. Like it's almost like an us versus them kind of thing, and it's like the general public, like the customer versus like the people that are like combating them, aka the security. Even though you guys are just like keeping everyone safe. Like, most of the time.
It really boils down to that. Like a lot of people have that us versus them mentality, like you said, but I want everyone to know I want to do as little work as I can, just like a lot of other jobs. So I'm not going to harass you for my own pleasure. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to harass you in general. I'm going to ask you, can I see your ID? Which is, if you look underage, it's very reasonable, because it's 21 and up in this state at least. 21 and up. If you look under 30, which is our rule, you have to be asked to get your ID checked.
And that's just like the rule of thumb for you.
At my casino.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look under 30, you have to direct them to go to the podium where there's a guy with a scanner that scans your ID. And I'm not harassing you. I'm not trying to pick on you.
Just protocol.
And they're just like, dude, you see me here all the time. I'm a regular. I'm like, hey man,
you regularly still look under 30. You should be used to it. Come on.
It's kind of like, and they try to give you shit for it, or they try to walk in, you have to like,
of course.
Yeah, I'm not gonna grab the guy or anything. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what? Can you just go over here? And then sometimes they get a little upset, and they're like, man, I make your paycheck for you. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, hey buddy, come on, like we're not. Is this a ball showing contest? Like, okay, you have bigger balls than me. Great. Like, you make so much more money than me. But it's really funny because
clearly you've pre-gamed before you even got here.
He premeditated the speech in his head.
Yeah.
No, it's really funny because the last guy that said this was a couple of weeks ago. He was like, man, I make more money than you. Than you do in a year. I'll make from here. And I'm like, okay, well, are you really are you trying to do this right now?
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
It's because, like, are you the security guy at a fucking casino? I don't think so.
It was really funny because he tried to say like, man, I made $1,500 last night, and like $1,500 is not a lot at all. Like comparison. And
in one night, it's not a bad.
Are you kidding me? Like,
bad
dude,
number.
There's like these like tiny little 75-year-old ladies in wheelchairs that go to the casino every day that walk out with like 5,000-7,000.
They're counting cards, damn it.
They're playing slot machines, so they're not. They're not
counting the goddamn slot machines, damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking old ladies know the system.
I'm just like, damn, you made $1,500 last night. That's awesome,
dude.
But
what else do you think the fucking people do? They just go there. They're retired. They just want to play the system, play the slot machines, and literally figure them out.
Yeah, I guess
by the time they die.
I guess so. They find a way to get a jackpot every spin or whatever.
Yeah, dude, that's what they do.
But we have regulars, and I've never seen this guy before, and I'm IDing him, and he's just trying to give me shit for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you look under 30. For sure, you look under 30.
Yeah.
You look over 21, but you look under 30.
Right.
That's why I'm IDing you, or else I lose my job, and I'm not losing my job over you getting your feelings hurt for, less than 10 seconds.
Right.
You're gonna be the second you get ID'd, you're like, man, fuck this guy. You put that ID back in your wallet. You forget about me. You don't even know my name. You don't know what I look like.
Right.
You are a fleeting.
I'm in there. You get a fucking rum and coke, a cheesecake. You're fucking perfect.
I am a fleeting memory to him. But him giving me shit, I'm gonna be like, fuck this guy. Fuck him.
Right.
Like, he was trying to give me shit. I'm just trying to do my job. And then a lot of people. I'm not gonna say that all security is a princess, Right. I'm sure there are a lot out there that are douchebags, and they have malicious intent.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out there to like go out of my way to cause trouble for people.
Right.
Like, I don't care. I'm just like, but I will go out of my way to protect people, to like problem resolution. If two people are arguing, get in there, try to figure it out. I'm gonna go out of my way for that. But I'm not gonna like, hey, fuck this 65-year-old man. I'm gonna ID him because I am pretty sure he doesn't have an ID on him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's under 30.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna go out of my way to do that, people.
realistically, let's be honest, he's just trying to look older.
And if you get ID'd,
gray hairs and stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
he has douchebag,
gray mustache.
Probably dyed that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's really crazy how some people react at just.
Oh, I'm sure, man.
Hey, can I see your ID? Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, I was just in here. I'm like, someone actually told me that 2 days ago. I was just in here. You saw me leave, and I'm like, dude, I've been saying hi and goodbye to every person that came through this gate for the last hour.
Yeah.
You were not just in here.
Right.
And he's like, come on, man, you gonna do that to me? Like, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not losing my job. Fuck you. Right. If you have a valid ID, you'll be in 10 seconds. Right. Quite literally 10 seconds. Yeah. Not exact.
Reach in your goddamn pocket and show me, your goddamn ID.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy.
I mean, it's funny because when you get ID'd and you look under 21, and when you exit, you can get a stamp to come back in, so you don't get ID'd again.
Yeah.
So if you get a stamp on your way out, you don't have to show me your ID. You just like, show me the stamp. You're cool. So it's.
I feel like
that's my rant about it.
Yeah. No,
sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like the majority of at least from what I've experienced, like the majority of the like security guys that are like really do get violent or like really do get offended or like let all the emotions like get to them like that, like the people like that are like going to them like if they're like giving them shit or something, like then they're like, oh, what the fuck, like like fuck you, then like get the fuck out of here or something like that. If like they really let people like that like get to them, they're usually like either very like emotionally like not like imbalanced, but just like I don't know, like
insecure. Right, maybe
I'll just say like they're usually like meatheads. Okay, meathead security guys. They're just like, oh yeah, like I'll fucking kick your ass, like get the fuck out of here, kind of thing. Like, and like it's like they almost have like the intimidation factor behind them, but at the same time, like they shouldn't use that at all. Like I mean, like you don't like necessarily look like a meathead.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I mean that in the nicest way, because I think that it's a great thing that you are security, because in that sense, like you're not like showing anyone up. Like if some jack dude like comes up and you're like, all right, like let me see your ID, it's not, you're not like trying to show him up.
No.
With your muscles or anything like that. You're just like doing your job, man. It's like, all right, like you're like a very reasonable kind of guy, and they should just like react reasonably as well, like to the situation at hand. Like even if they're like wasted and they're giving you shit, like you're just gonna be like, all right, like just this is what it is, kind of thing. You're not gonna like. I feel like you're one of the rare security guys that like wouldn't let their emotions get to them. Be like, all right, well, what the fuck? This guy's being a little bitch, and now I'm gonna show him up with my muscles and tell him to get the fuck out of here. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick his ass. And that is how you easily get harassment and or battery charges at work.
Easily.
And that follows up to being fired. But no one fucking likes like beefy / like super douchey security guys, which is the general consensus, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the stereotype, which is ironic because we don't have any beefy meathead stereotypical security guys.
Sounds like your work's doing a great job of hiring like the proper people, then, man.
Well, not only that, but those guys usually we do hire those guys. I'm not denying that, but they wash out really quickly. The turnover on those dudes are very high. They're like, oh, you know what? I got an armed security job at a hospital recently, so I'm gonna have to quit here. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Like,
right. If it looks like they're doing steroids, then they're probably not a good idea to be security.
Yeah, but all of our guys are like, we're not like wimpy or anything. Huh? Yeah.
No, yeah, I was just saying it'll get to their head.
Yeah, we're like, our guys aren't like wimpy or anything like that, but we're not like fucking jack brolic dudes,
right, man.
Walking around, no neck, everything. We're just,
no neck.
I
love it.
Muscles everywhere.
Right.
No, we're just like we're a lot of us are just normal looking guys.
Yeah.
Just trying to do our job, and a lot of us, a lot of us love the job because we like the hours or we like the environment or anything like that.
Yeah, man.
But we're just normal dudes. We're not
Right.
like fucking bodybuilders like in a security uniform.
Right, man. The main muscle you gotta flex is your brain and just be a reasonable person.
Yeah.
Like doing your job, like, you know, responding reasonably to like everyone, even if they're being unreasonable, you gotta like be the reasonable person in the situation.
One of the things we say is like, "Oh, come on, it's a compliment. You look young."
Right. Yeah.
And then they're
I
like,
love that.
I'm 40, I'm 45 getting ID'd, and we're like, dude, you look 30. Seriously, like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't ID you if you didn't look 30. Like, by the way, but it's actually, which is another thing in itself. Age verification on people, super difficult, especially if they're early 30s, late 20s.
Yeah.
So difficult, because sometimes.
What do you mean by age verification? Just
Like-
like being able to tell.
Yeah, like, oh, is that guy 30?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not really.
Right.
He could be 32 or 28,
Mm-hmm.
and should you ID him?
Yeah. I'm sure you have like so much experience by now.
Yeah,
How long have you been working there?
literally almost a year.
Okay.
Like
So-
about by three
Dude,
weeks. Yeah.
I'm sure you can like judge so many people like so quickly by now after that 1 year.
Yeah, I think the safe thing to do is anyone that you even second guess, just send them over to get ID'd,
Right.
because it takes so fast. It's so fast, and we're not like grilling you or anything. Like, what's your zip code? What year were you born?
Right.
What's your address? What's your middle name? All at the same time. Like, we're required to ask you like a question, like just an extra verification. It doesn't hurt. Like, and if you're you, why does it matter? Just answer your question.
Right.
And it's on your fucking ID. You should know it.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey Timmy, how's your day going? Okay. Oh, by the way, Timmy, what's your zip code? And he's like, why? I'm like, the fuck you mean?
Come on.
The fuck you mean why? Just answer the fucking question. You want to get in or not? That's
Right.
that's in my head.
Right.
But I'm like, when I'm like, oh, it's just a verification thing, and they're like, oh, it's 6 blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, have a good time.
Right.
But the second you kind of like stray from, the second people feel like they get questioned,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of get like defensive and
Right.
angry.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I totally understand. But they're like, why? I'm like,
Especially
well,
if they
just
already have liquor in them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if they're already kind of tipsy, they kind of. Actually, ironically, those guys like cooperate sometimes. They're just like, oh,
I can see that.
It's like, oh, because they're so jolly. It's like, oh, it's 60004, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, have a good time, dude.
Right.
They're like, okay, thanks. So they go on their way. They don't want any trouble either. A lot of times, drunk people don't want that much trouble either.
Right.
It's the like
60004. We can narrow this casino down now.
no, that's not my casino area code or zip
Okay.
code, but that's where I used to live actually. But
Nice.
I've since moved from there. But I don't know why I used that one actually.
Yeah.
I'm still
You're
kind
just
of,
giving an example.
still kind of programmed to say that
Yeah.
zip code. But
Yeah, dude.
yeah, it's a fun time though. I like the casino life.
Cool, man. That is really neat.
And I'm going to Vegas later this month.
Nice.
So-
So you're gonna see what a real casino does.
I guess so. I'm gonna go to the.
Are you just gonna like hang around like the security area just to like spectate and like take notes?
Yeah, take notes. I'm like, I'll rescue someone, and then when security comes, like, don't worry, fellas, I got this under control.
Or you got them like hogtied and everything.
Yeah. This is the perp.
Right.
No, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm not going to casinos to work. I don't even gamble. I'm just gonna go there and drink, have a good time, walk around, hang out with my friends,
Nice, man.
and maybe gamble a little bit. Actually, I'm not gonna
Right.
lie.
Of course.
maybe
of course.
a little bit.
You got to get a few free drinks in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't.
At least look like you're gambling, so you get free drinks.
I don't gamble too much, but whenever I do,
You're like, yeah,
it'll be in Vegas.
I'm putting coins in this
Fine.
machine, then like pulling the thing.
So,
As you like pretend to put coins in, you just keep pulling it,
Yeah.
and like waitresses just keep coming. It's like,
my
yeah, I'm
God.
gambling. Yeah, I'll get like
I'm sure there's no way
triple shot
don't-
of Patron.
no way they're not like trained for that. There's no way they're not trained for that.
Yeah.
They have to be like just check out if they have any credits on the machine. If not,
100%.
don't fucking serve them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't come back to that area. So.
I guarantee you, not that I know it all or have any like merit in like this argument, but I bet that like they at least like watch you, have to watch you like a few different times, like gambling, like legitimately putting money into the machine before they come over there,
or
to
at
serve
least
you.
credit in the machine.
Right.
They're like and see you pull the lever once
Right.
or whatever, press a button once.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're at a table, that's automatically you're gambling, or else the dealer would like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We need that seat for other people.
Right.
So,
dude, I love when I was around here, like in Illinois, gambling, going to casinos and stuff, and I was just like, oh yeah, like I'll just get free drinks just like they do in Vegas, right?
Nope.
And I'm sure you can vouch for this, but the first time I ever went to a casino around here, I was like, because I had just randomly heard that you get free drinks, from casinos in general, and that I like took without a grain of salt at all. Like I didn't look it up or like didn't do any research or anything. I was like, yeah, I'll get free drinks. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first time a waitress came over to me, like I had in my head like what I wanted. I was like, rum and coke.
Yeah.
Like she didn't even like complete asking me like before I answered.
Oh,
she's like, oh, what would you? Rum and coke. And I was like, oh, I'll be right back, sir. Kind of thing. Like she could have been asking me like, what would you, she could have been like,
what would you like to major in college?
Right. Or like,
rum and coke.
What kind of slot, what kind of slot machine do you usually play at, or some, like some totally unrelated. But I was like, rum and coke. She's like, oh, I'll be right back with that.
Interesting.
Then she like came back. She was like, $6.75.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? Yeah. And I was like, oh, God damn it. They fucking got me. Those bastards. But I like happily paid and, even tipped her and stuff. But
of course.
Like I wasn't expecting it at first, but I was like, reluctantly, I will take my credit card out and, pay for this drink.
Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck. Maybe they meant only Vegas. Or like Atlantic City. I don't know if they do it there either.
Those bastards.
It's okay. But do you play any like table games or anything like that? Or?
I have only played blackjack before at another casino that I went to.
How'd you like it?
I felt very intimidated initially, but like there weren't very many people playing at the table I was at, and like fortunately enough, like I had a bunch of my friends like there at the table with me, and I mean like they were. Like I kind of watched the table before I, actually sat down and just like, ordered chips and everything. I was like checking out the action, like seeing how everyone else is doing, like, cause there was a bunch of people that came through the table and they were just like, they got chips, they like played a few rounds and then they just like split. But yeah, so I like at one point, maybe like 3 or 4, games in, I did join in. I was just like, yeah, like I'll fuck around for a bit. Mm-hmm. I didn't win anything, unfortunately, but I mean it is what it is. It was just more or less for the experience of doing it. But like the only time I ever did go up on a game, it was like on slot machines. And I think the most I've only gone to maybe like 4, not even 4, like 3 casinos total. Okay. Like in my whole life. So I've only been up. Like the most I've been up is like $30 off of slot machines, and I like walked away with 30 like Smart. Up. Like yes, I like lost maybe like 20, and then I like went up 50, so just like 30 total. I was up, and I was just like, yes, I'm gonna buy dinner tonight.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, and so I like that's when I was like with my girlfriend, and that was oddly like during the day, so I literally just like saw all the old people there. All the old retirees and stuff like that.
Of course.
It was out in Michigan, so I just like happened to, I don't know.
Was this at Four Winds?
No, it was at something with an O.
Okay, I don't know.
Ottawa, I believe.
That actually sounds familiar.
Ottawa Casino.
It sounds familiar, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's in like Petoskey area.
Okay.
Something like that.
I know Four Winds is in like New Buffalo, Michigan.
Okay.
And it's like it's supposed to be really nice, and I kind of want to go there, but I haven't been there before.
Yeah, I think we actually might have driven past that
You
when we
probably
were going up there.
It's like off the lake.
Where's Buffalo exactly?
New Buffalo. It's like on the border of Indiana and Michigan.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right off the lake.
Okay.
Like not. Yeah.
So it's just
We
like
know what
pretty
it is.
much like if you were going in not like the northern peninsula, but like northern regular, the mitten of Michigan, like you would pass it.
On the pinky side, not the thumb side.
Oh, okay,
If
makes
you-
sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Right off the lake. It's like off the lake.
Yeah, Lake Michigan, that is right.
Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so I'm sure I've seen it or passed by it at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Blackjack is a hell of a game. It's
it's a hell of a game.
hell of a game.
Yeah, man. Especially if you don't know how to count cards,
Yeah.
which apparently isn't illegal, right?
not in my state or casino at the very least. It's not illegal, but it's like frowned upon.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Can you elaborate a little bit on it, though?
From as far as I know, which very basic knowledge, it's not legal to count cards, but since we're on like
Wait, it's not legal or it's not illegal?
not illegal.
Okay,
You can't get arrested for it or anything like that.
we could just get kicked out.
Yeah, but the casino is private property, and we can ask you to leave, and we will ask you to leave
If they catch you.
if they catch you counting
Yeah.
cards. And the whole thing about counting cards, like I don't know how they verify it or how they know who's counting cards and whatever,
Yeah.
but they find out and security has to kick you out.
Yeah, like how do they catch you though? Like you were
Well, as far as
saying-
I know, like the surveillance knows how to count cards.
just
So-
like the people
watching, yeah.
yeah,
As far as I
watching the
know, that's what I've
videos.
been told. I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure.
So they're just like they would pretty much just be like,
Oh, this
I would bet right now as well, and then like they see the person and they're like, all right, they're
Yeah,
counting
because
cards.
the guy's cards are face up, and so they know the odds, because the surveillance knows how to count cards. They
Yeah.
know what the bet should be and if you should hit here and whatever.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the idea behind it, but I'm
Mhm.
not 100% sure either.
Okay.
Because I don't work surveillance, but this is what I've been like mentioned in passing before.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie 21?
I have not.
It's a good movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the Rain Man movie type of thing?
Kind of. Yeah. It's like more, but they're like MIT students, and they're like,
Oh, this is the one that came out like 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
yes.
I heard about it. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. Like they pretty like the gist of it is like they're in MIT, and like their MIT instructor like pretty much takes like the most elite of students,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of like they're about to like have like great careers and like have great everything, and then like the instructor is one of the guys that pretty much initiates everything. He just like calls like a certain elite group of students, and he's just like, yeah, like like pretty much teaches them to count cards, and like of course like they're as I said, the most elite of students, so they're like totally capable of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, counting cards, like you could totally count cards even if you're not fucking going on MIT or anything like that.
That's another thing one of my supervisors said, because one of our like janitorial unit people was like, oh, he was counting cards, he must have been like really intelligent.
Yeah.
And my supervisor's like, no, you don't have to be smart to count cards. You just
Right.
have to figure out odds and whatever it takes to
Yeah,
count
you just
cards.
got to be quick with numbers, basically.
You don't have to be like a genius or anything.
Right,
You just
right.
have to know numbers relatively,
Right.
and then you'll be able to at some point.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I don't know. I don't.
Right. No, I
I don't know how to
understand
count cards. I'm. If you look at my college and high school math classes, they're all D's or F's. Up until like I squeaked by with a couple C's.
that. Shit, don't put yourself down, dude. You can still count cards even with D's or F's. Fuck that.
Not me personally. I'm sure other people can, but I'm fucking retarded. So, and I'm retarded in math.
Don't put yourself down, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm handsome.
You are handsome.
I'm not handsome either.
You are quite though.
All right, thank you.
But yeah, man, It's definitely an attainable thing. Like even if you're not like super super crazy smart. But anyway, like the gist of the movie was like they pretty much like their instructor takes them up and like under his wing and like he like takes them out to like the big leagues in like Vegas and like stuff like that, and they're making bank.
Oh wow.
And like they pretty much like pool together like their whole like their whole team, like they pooled together the money that they made. And in the end, like they're just having like these rooftop parties and like all this shit.
I think I've seen the commercial for this a couple
And
times.
it's a pretty badass movie, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's a great inspiration for all the card counters out there.
Don't do it.
Well, do it, but don't get caught.
That's
That's what I say.
Whatever you say, Jeff.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, the only time I played blackjack in Vegas, I was obscenely drunk. I was pretty drunk, and
You were counting cards, no doubt.
I was not counting cards because I don't know how to. But I was just drunk, and I was like, I didn't walk away with thousands of dollars. I walked away with like 300 profit or something like that.
Damn.
And like the tables,
That's 10 times what I've done.
yeah, like the tables in Vegas are like they raise the limit a little bit. Like other
Right.
places you can get away with like $10-15 minimums.
Right.
But like this
buy-in.
place was like probably 25 or 50, and I was
Yeah.
fucked up, so I just came there, started playing. I'm like hitting on stupid shit,
All right.
and I'm like staying on stupid shit, and,
All
then
right, all right, hold
and I'm
on,
starting
hold
to win.
So, like, when you walked up to the table, were you just like, I'm just going to walk up to this table? And, like, you didn't really pay attention to the buy-in, and then you're like, oh, $30 buy-in?
I literally didn't. Yeah.
Fuck it. And then you just, like, threw $30 on the table.
Oh god, this was like in 2013.
Is that what happened?
This was like 2013, so this is my second time in Vegas, but like my first time gambling.
Yeah.
So I really didn't really understand the limit or the minimum thing. I just understood like like each hand is going to be this amount.
Yeah.
And people all around me were playing like, all right, so hypothetically the buy-in was like a $25 minimum.
Okay.
But people were playing like 100, 150 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my little 25 right here. And I'm just like, I just fucking kept winning.
Nice.
Honestly, all the times I hit probably fucked up the guys behind me.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I probably fucked that shit up.
That's funny.
And then he's like, dude, I was supposed to get that king. You just busted for no reason.
Right.
You hit on
The
14,
guy
you fucking
across
idiot.
the table is like trying to count cards. You're like fucking it up for him.
Honestly, I was so drunk.
That's so fucking
Like,
funny.
why the fuck would you hit? You had blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I'm drunk.
That'd be so funny if like the person across from you is just like literally getting frustrated. You're like drunk dumb luck.
Yeah, I know.
Is that what was basically happening?
I honestly think so.
How many people were at the table when you were?
That was a full
when you were
table.
there? Oh
That
shit!
was like six people. I think it was
Jesus.
the full table.
I'm sure everyone was just like looking at you, and you're just
Yeah.
like,
all blacked out, like 17.
yeah,
Sure.
you're just like
Hit.
you're just like wavering around.
I get
like,
a 4.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I mean, I won so much more. I won like $300, like I said.
Wow.
And
How much time were you there for?
not long. I wasn't there long at all. Like,
Was anyone else with you, like some friends or something?
Yeah,
like,
I was with-
spectating at least.
I was with these 2 girls, and they were doing their own. I think they went to like the bathroom or something.
Okay.
And I'm drunk waiting for them. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to the table. So I go to the table. I'm playing, and after a couple of minutes, they find me. After like 10 minutes, they find me,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just playing. And they're like, oh okay, are you winning? I'm like, sorta. And then when they came, I just started hitting. Like I started winning all this money. I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
motherfucker. And after like 220, I was like, I should leave, but I'm staying.
Right.
Then when 300, I'm like, all right, I should really leave.
Right.
300 profit, by the way, not like just like 300 base.
Nice.
I only started with like not much.
I'm guessing you lost at first. At least something at
Dude,
some point.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I was
You're
kind of
like, I only remember the times I won.
I only remember the times I collected my chips.
Right.
And
Every other time you like blocked it out of your like memory bank.
whatever. As long as I end up with more money than I lost, I didn't give a
Right.
shit if I lost at the beginning.
Like little
No
did
one
you know
cares.
you were so drunk you blew like $1,000 at that table.
Prior, yeah.
Right.
I'm banned. And no one knows me and remembers me. So, but that was an
That's
awesome
funny.
time. That was the only time I
And that was at Vegas, right?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I think Bellagio, but I'm not really sure.
Wow.
I was kind of drunk.
Nice.
And other times I like roulette. Have you played roulette before?
I've never played roulette.
It's really fun.
Yeah, you just like bet black, red, or was it like white as well?
No, just black or red.
Green.
Yeah, green.
That's what it was.
There's only well, I think the
two
American,
markers that are green.
Yeah, like the American styles, like there's two green numbers, 0 and 00.
Okay.
But so you could bet the inside, which is all the numbers, and then the outside is like black or red.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of 3-to-1 odds and stuff like that. So
Nice. All right, that interests me just because it's yeah, dude, you're not gonna fucking get what you want usually. Like, I mean, like, there's a chance there. I've heard plenty of like success stories with it and stuff, but it's almost like a 50-50, if not like if
No,
well, especially if you bet on green, that's
there's not too many
50-50 at all.
50-50s. I think the highest 50-50 game,
How many numbers are there in there?
36 numbers and then 2 double zeros, so total of 38
Okay.
possible numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 out of 38 if you're trying to go for the
Double zero.
greens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
0 double zero.
Sorry, but go on though.
Yeah, I think what I've been told the best odds in gambling
Mm-hmm.
is Baccarat, which is like an popular Asian card game.
What is that exactly?
I honestly don't even know how to fucking explain it, but it's
But it's at like regular casinos though.
yeah, a lot like many casinos have it.
Okay.
Another high odds game is craps, from what I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
That people really like to play craps, and it's the most exciting because the loudest screams we hear are at the craps table.
Yeah.
People just start cheering, jumping up, hugging each other, like strangers, just
That's
doing all this
funny.
shit. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he rolled 7 or whatever," and people go nuts.
You're like, what does that mean?
No, I kind of have a grasp. Like you have places to bet.
Yeah. Well, at least that's what I'd be saying.
Yeah, I'm like,
no
I don't know
fucking
how
clue.
the fuck to do this. Because like
Apparently, all I know is bad doesn't roll snake eyes, which is 2 singles.
yeah, that's like that's hard to
both
get.
dice,
Yeah. Because like 7 is the highest probability number to roll with 2 dice, with a pair of
Okay.
dice, right? You know that, right?
What do you mean?
Like 7, the number 7, the possibilities are the highest to roll on a dice, because there's 6 1, 5 2, 3 4.
Oh yeah.
4 3.
What if you get 2 6s?
That's the lowest. That and double, snake eyes are the 2
Oh,
least
I see
probable.
what you're saying.
Yeah, so you get paid
So it's
out
the
more.
most possible to roll a 7.
Yeah, like
Like
the
total.
number, the number. Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the highest odds.
Yeah.
So oftentimes people like to bet 7,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the hard part where I don't really get. It's like hard 7, easy 7, which is like 3 4, 4 3, and 6 1 is, I guess, is hard or something.
Yeah.
Something weird. I don't know. But yeah, that's how it is.
As if it's really hard or easy to get any of those.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking play really. I just watch people sometimes and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's the extent of my gambling. I like to play poker, but that's about it. That's more, I guess, skill technically. It's more skill than those games,
Yeah.
but not by much.
Dude, it's tough, man. Just gotta. It's almost you literally just have to believe that you're gonna win, like it, and then you just gotta put the money down.
Positive
And
reinforcement.
right, and that's it.
That's
like-
it, I guess.
Especially if you're playing high stakes, like you were saying earlier that what is it, like you can in like the high stakes areas, like the most you've ever seen is like 48,000.
Yeah. Well, in the high limits area in my casino, obviously the more you bet, you can win a lot more too.
Yeah.
Obviously, so not many people win like the grand prize anywhere, but
Mhm.
like if you're playing penny slots, like the first level of winnings you get isn't going to be as much as a dollar slot.
Yeah.
So in the high limits area, you see like outrageous jackpots. And the highest, I told you, the highest I saw was 48,000. And I'm like, God.
Yeah, that's fucking huge.
Damn, God damn, this guy
Right.
made so much money right now. He's jumping for joy.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, and those guys deserve it. A lot of them do.
I have a question though. I'm guessing you've seen the movie Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay. Do they do something like that where they like measure like the heart rate or like like just the excitement level or something like of the person to make sure it's like legit like
No.
win or
No, I don't think my
nothing
casino
crazy like
has
that.
the technology for that yet at all.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently in Ocean's 11 a few years ago, what I think it was like 5 years ago maybe.
No, it has to be way more.
That it came out, whatever it was, like they're like, oh yeah, we checked the heart rate and like all this stuff. It's like,
It's
no
legit.
way.
No, yeah, there's zero way
Yeah.
because if we did the heart rate, if that sci-fi type of thing existed, it wouldn't matter because we have regulars there every day
Winning.
and when they win a jackpot,
Jesus.
they have the calmest face on there, and they're like, oh, you know why? Because a lot of times, like, oh, congratulations. I would say that as security, we have to double check and see them. Oh, congratulations! And the old guy would look at me. He's like, I'm still down 3,000, and I'd be like, oh, sorry to hear that, but good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you explain that? Because you're the one that has to like double check, right?
Yeah. So if you win a jackpot at a casino in Illinois, an attendant will come, and when the attendant comes, they'll take your
security attendant.
No, it's just a regular, like a player service attendant, like a slot attendant.
Okay.
They come around, they write your jackpot for you, and they write your information for tax purposes and everything.
Okay.
And at that point, they'll radio for a security officer just to double check and just keep it. Everyone has to go through different channels.
Yeah.
To get this money correct. So that's where I come in. I come in and sign off that this slot attendant wrote everything down correctly and everything's in the right order.
And legit and everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
So then after that, I have to go watch them get paid out, that they're paying the patron the correct amount.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a lot of work, but it's just double checking and reinforcing. And obviously, we're always on camera, so it's not like we can bullshit and take money from them.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, like, one for you, one for me.
Yeah. The
2 for you, 3 for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's where I come in and do the security job of that.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's really cool, but, like I said, the highest I saw 48,000.
Yeah.
That
is crazy, man.
That guy's like, I'm gonna quit my job. He didn't say that, but he could have easily thought it.
Right. You're like, realistically, I'm still 15,000 low.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. It really is.
Yeah.
The world of gambling.
Yeah,
It's a crazy world.
It's a tricky world. A lot of casinos out there, especially like in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel sorry for the people that like have gambling addictions and stuff like that.
Right.
Like we call
absolutely.
those. My Illinois at least has SEP programs, self-exclusion program.
Okay, what's that?
So you can exclude yourself from any casino, and I think it's the state.
Wow.
So you sign up for this, and then one of our gaming board members goes up to you, interviews you for it, like, hey, so you realize what you're getting yourself into, right? So you cannot come to any casino for any reason, and if you're caught in a casino, even if you're at the buffet, you're having a drink, you're not gambling, you're still banned from the property.
So they're like self-banning themselves.
Wow. And you could, and because you can't have like a family member ban you for You know, even if you do
Right.
technically have a problem,
Hmm.
you can't have a family member ban you from a casino. It's
Yeah.
still your own free will that you're coming to here.
So it's almost like you signing your name for the casino's like private company, being like,
Bandless.
please ban me.
Yeah. It's not only that casino, it's
Like
statewide.
I'm irresponsible at a location like your
And I have
your
an issue,
sort of
I have a
store.
problem,
Yeah.
and I cannot be here
Well,
for my own like.
so it's like it's like the moment you self-exclude yourself, you have zero chance of potentially losing all of your money.
Well, yes and no.
Like
I
that
guess.
is the program.
Yeah, so it's kind of like they'll interview you and they'll give you the whole rundown because this is an important decision. Honestly,
Right.
they want you to make an important decision.
Especially if people like legitimately have a like
Issues.
psychological addiction to it.
Yeah,
And that's the only kind of addiction you can have to it. It's not like it's like a physical addiction or anything like it. It's totally psychological.
yeah. It's pretty much. It's kind of like yeah,
I mean, I guess you can like have a physical addiction and be like, here's my money, bitch.
it's like a fixation, an addiction,
Right.
I guess.
Like, I want more money
Yeah,
or the chance of it. Or
they like the chips in their hands.
I would
or
just
something,
like to, yeah, right. They should just buy some chips, man.
I guess.
Just fucking play with some chips all day and they'll be satisfied.
Yeah. But yeah, so they can ban themselves, which is awesome. And when we catch them, it's not a good thing because police gotta get called because they're trespassing.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, because it's literally trespassing because they signed up to
On the trespass list.
to get banned from this place.
Wow, that's crazy.
And and then I don't know exactly what happens to their winnings. Like
Okay.
they might have to get
Like even if they got in somehow and they started winning.
yeah, because honestly, most of the people that self-ban themselves aren't like 21-year-olds or 30-year-olds, because those are the only people we ID, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a 70-year-old or a 50 to 70-year-old man that banned themselves,
Yeah.
and we don't ID those people because they look over 30, and
Oh,
why would
okay.
we ID them,
I
you know?
see.
So they just get in scot-free.
Wow.
So they just go in, and the only time they really get caught is when they're trying to cash out.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty like that.
That is super shitty.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just won like a $3,000 today,
Yeah.
and you're just like, well, it says here that you're on the self-ban list,
Mhm.
and we just get to keep your winnings. So
Yeah, I don't exactly know what happened to the winnings.
have a nice drive home.
I think the winnings.
It's like at that point, I feel like you almost have to be like obligated to give it to them, like, so they just don't like hit a tree on the way home on purpose.
No, fuck
You know what I mean? Like,
They're banned
I just
themselves.
won like $30,000, like, even though I've been on this list and whatever, and
Yeah.
you're like catch them, and they're just like, well, after all that, sounds like I'm just gonna hit a tree on the way
No,
home.
they know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
We also make sure
That's
that they're
such
not.
a slippery slope, man.
We make sure they're not drunk either,
Yeah.
because a lot of people will be fucked up. They're like, you know what, I can't be here anymore. You know, I'm ruining my life, and we're like, dude, come back when you're sober, because
and
we're-
please spend money here.
no, like, dude, there's no one person that can make a casino.
Yeah.
Like, we don't give a shit that much,
Right.
honestly, because people are like, I'm not ever taking my business back here.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it sucks
you're like,
to lose
please,
someone.
like, you've already spent enough here. Like,
It sucks to lose
let me tell
someone,
you.
but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, we want them to come back sober and sign up that way,
Right.
because they're not making an informed decision. They don't know. They're not going to get the clear rundown of the rules and whatever. So yeah,
Right.
make sure they're sober.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It sucks having to catch them, like you said, but
Right.
I mean, those people really need it to like not ruin their own lives, like taking out money out of their fucking kids' trust fund or their kids' college fund. I mean,
Right.
yeah, like people do that shit all the time.
Like drain their kids' accounts.
Yeah, like all the time, or they're
It's
going
fucked
into
up.
debt, like taking out loans and shit. Like, god damn, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, Do you really need
Dude, that's messed up right there.
play?
Instead of like stealing from your parents' like wallet or like stealing from your parents' account, like you're literally stealing from your children's account.
Yeah,
That's on another level of fucked up right there.
Well, I think they're equally fucked up. Because you're giving your children money.
But I think that's even more so, right? Because it is like your own money.
It's your own money, but it's in your children's account or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of it's a different kind of fucked up.
Right, it's a different situation completely, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I guess I see where you could like be like almost feel entitled to that money.
Like, motherfucker, I gave my kids that money.
Right.
That's actually my money. Like,
right.
Fuck that shit.
I'm just gonna take that back temporarily,
but
until
still,
I win big,
but
and then
still,
you just like lose it all.
Still horrible.
Right. Yeah, it's messed up. But
oh well, it happens, and those people have the option for help or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, shit, it was very fascinating learning about all that you do, and
yeah,
it was fucking awesome chatting with you, man.
Yeah, I'm having a great time here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much for coming by, and thanks for coming in contact with me after all these months and years, really.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Yeah, you live in the area. We're from relatively the same area, and it's good to come back, hang out with you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hang out at your new place. I really like this place, actually.
Dude, thank you very much.
Cool ass place.
Yeah, man.
By the way, I could park in the parking lot, right? Not the place where I parked last time. I literally parked right next to your car.
No, your car is probably towed by now.
Oh fuck! All right.
Oh, that's okay.
Fuck.
But anyway, man, sweet man. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, man, we'll catch you next time, and we'll chat about some more shit.
Yeah, till next time.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Take it easy, my brother.
See you later. See you later, world.
Yes. See you later, world. Take it easy.